So the 7.0 patch dropped recently, and with it was some buffs for one of my favorite characters across the Smash franchise, and my namesake. I made a video on her before the game even came out, sponsored by Nintendo, and that is going to be Samus. I already thought this character was incredibly strong, probably high tier, due to the fact that she has some of the best edge trapping in the business. She just hits really hard and has some of the most effective zoning in the game, but now, with these buffs, she's even better. I want to talk about the buffs in specific, like what they do for her gameplay, and then basically where I think she is now, and also just how much better she is in general because of a varied game plan of one of the most important buffs, which I'll get into in a little bit. For quick reference, Samus and Dark Samus both got the same buffs, but I will be referring to these buffs as Samus just because it's easier to say, and also that's the one I care about more because I don't really play Dark Samus, because I like Samus better because she's the OG. So as a really quick rundown, her dash attack initial hitbox got stronger, her up smash sends farther, her down smash sends farther, her up throw sends farther, and then she has a stronger Zair. The Zair lasts a little bit longer, and of course she has increased shield size like a lot of the characters have in this patch. So I want to go over each of those buffs one by one and why they are important, or if they are important at all, and then talk about why she's better. Dash attack being buffed is kind of an interesting pick because that move was already one of her main kill moves. Both normal and weak dash attack were pretty strong. They would kill like 120, 130, and you could confirm it off of like a weak charge shot. So it's a pretty interesting buff, but again, now she has a different burst option, like a forward burst option that now kills. Like it's minus 26 on shield, so it's not exactly safe, but I just think this move just now, again, a good burst option, you can combo off of it, so being able to kill a little bit more reliably is going to be nice, although I don't really think Samus had a lot of trouble killing because she had kills with charge shot and back air and up tilt and edge trapping, and there was a bunch of ways for her to kill in the first place, so having more kill options is kind of interesting, and I will basically get back to that point with a couple other buffs. Up smash sending farther again makes this move a much better kill move. However, it didn't really fix the problem with up smash, which is the fact that it doesn't hit low, so it doesn't hit like medium height characters on the ground, especially not short characters. So still, the way to hit this move is by anti-airing it, but you can't really like catch air dodges with it because people will air dodge past you and land on the ground. However, if it hits, this move now kills at like 95 on like light characters, assuming that there's no rage, which is kind of insane. It is a very, very strong move. I do think actually this buff is a little bit more influential for Dark Samus due to the fact that Dark Samus is a little shorter, or rather like her moves hit a little bit lower. She's not shorter, but that means you're going to be able to scoop more opponents with it, which means that obviously you're going to be hitting this move more, and this move now kills dummy early. Like it's not a ton stronger, but it's stronger enough to the point where it's like, oh man, it's like a real kill move now, which is insane. But again, kind of like what I mentioned with dash attack, you didn't really need more kill power with this character. This isn't really her main issue in her gameplay in terms of getting better. It was mostly like her burst options, which I guess dash attack is a little bit better now, but she still doesn't really have like great grounded normals, which didn't really get fixed at all with this patch except for dash attack a little bit. So up smash not really going to help, but also, I mean, hey, if you hit it, you will take it. Like platform pressure, we'll take it, it's going to kill. Down smash is another move that got more knockback, which I feel like this one is a little bit more relevant than, or not more relevant, but a little bit more needed compared to up smash and dash attack, because this move was not strong. Now I've been like able to hit people off of like bombs on the ledge with down smash if I, for some reason, I'm not comfortable with forward smash, because down smash also covers roll because it hits behind Samus. So it's a little bit more relevant because I've killed with this move at like 120 at the ledge, which is kind of nice. Again, really didn't need it because you can still dash attack, you can still react, you have a bunch of other options, but I feel like this one is a little bit nicer, at least in the up smash variant, because it has a little bit more use because it obviously hits the ground. It's pretty fast. I think it's like frame like 9 or something like that. So honestly, not going to complain, but again, probably less influential than the dash attack buff because dash attack has combos into it, and significantly less important as a kill move than this next buff. Why did they decide to buff up throw knockback? This move, like, she already had a kill throw and up throw. It was already a pretty solid kill throw, not like fantastic, but pretty damn good, especially considering the damage that Samus racks up is really good. She has a bunch of other kill options, and shield is basically the only safe quote-unquote option against her. But now up throw got buffed, and it is stronger than Pikachu's up throw. Granted, Pikachu might not necessarily need a kill throw, and I'm not going to argue that, but with Rage, this throw kills so early. It is ridiculous how early this throw kills. I've seen it kill Sheiks with Rage at like 110 or something like that on FD. I think it is stronger than Mewtwo's Rage up throw or something like that, which is ridiculous. This is a really big deal in terms of kill potential increase because now shield isn't a viable option, so you can still poke with bombs and, you know, Zairs and charge shot and her normals, and then now just be like suddenly grab it 110, throw you up and kill you. That's ridiculous. That is so good for Samus. In in my opinion, it is her second most important buff of the patch. The next one is going to be the most important, but I feel like it's a really, really good thing. I've been netting kills at 130, 140 with like no rage. It's just so good. I don't understand why they decided to give her more of a kill throw. Granted, I don't really know why they decided to buff her in general because she was already a very strong character, but I mean, as Samus lover, like, and kind of want to play her again, like, we take those. And now for Samus's best buff, at least in my opinion, it is going to be the Zair buff, both doing more damage and lingering longer. Zair was honestly one of Samus's most underwhelming tools, considering how good it was both in Brawl and in Smash 4. In this game, it just felt really underwhelming. It barely hit people, and if it did hit, it did like 1%, it did like no knockback, you couldn't really combo it into anything, so it was basically just never worth it to go for it ever. You should just be using Charge Shot in basically every single instance. However, this is no longer the case. Now it does like 3.2 or 3.6 or something like that, which is not an insignificant amount of damage. You can now get ground mix-ups because there's more shields done because of the more damage, so you get things like Zair Jab, Zair into jump, Zair spot dodge. It also combos Zair Jab, Zair F tilt at higher percents. I've heard and seen people get Zair F smash, but I have been unable to land it, so I'm not sure if it's real. Maybe people aren't holding shield or like air dodging well enough. That is potentially the case, but this move in general being buffed is really important for Samus because it makes her have a more varied offense, because Samus was a fairly one-dimensional character. It was a lot of drop bomb, charge shot, drop bomb, shoot charge shot, drop bomb, forward air for jump reads, and that was basically going to be the entirety of her neutral game plan. Her advantage state was very good, her disadvantage state is full of bombs and trying to land, and you know, she's floaty so she can still struggle with that, but it was a very normal and very, like, you knew what to expect when you were playing against Samus players in the neutral game. However, now that Zair is better, Zair is going to do a much better job at making it a little bit more ambiguous what Samus wants to do, because now you can threaten Zair from like a far mid-range, I guess is what it would be. Then you obviously have the option to choose Charge Shot. You can still drop bombs. You can still do everything that I was saying, but now you have longer pokes with Zair that can set up to tech chases at like 75 or 80 if you get both hits on like taller characters, or if you expect someone to jump. You can also harass with it offstage a little bit, because again, it does a decent amount of damage. I have now got many Zair kills because it just connects better into itself, or that maybe that's what I've just noticed, or I'm just aiming for it better because it lasts longer, so it's a little bit easier. I don't know, like, this move now just makes a lot more sense, and it makes Samus's game plan feel more complete, which is scary because, as I mentioned, her very like linear game plan that she had before, not linear, but like predictable game plan that she had, was still really strong. She was still an incredibly strong character. Now she has her B reverse movement with Charge Shot, she has her bomb mix-ups, she has the ability to go aggressive with grabs, she has the ability to zone more with Zair for people on the ground, so if people aren't jumping, Samus still has an option that isn't Charge Shot, and it is so nice to have an option that isn't Charge Shot. Honestly, it makes the character a lot more fun to play, in my opinion, because there are more options you can go for in neutral instead of just doing bomb and Charge Shot and just doing Charge Shot and just doing bomb and Charge Shot and that's it. Now you have Zair, which that was one of my favorite moves to use in general. Coupled with the dash attack buff, it does feel a lot more like Smash 4, although obviously dash attack is still entirely different because it's not a combo starter, but it just feels better overall to play this character, and I'm super about it. I want to take her a little bit more seriously again. I still don't know what matchups she can cover for me, but maybe, you know, Mario on specific stages, maybe Peach, because I think Samus already went even with Peach, and now that she has the Zair buff, she can kind of contend with the float space that Peach wants to be in more, so maybe Samus actually wins. I will give Samsora that credit, even though his matchup chart was hilarious a lot of the other times, but I do think Samus does very well against a decent amount of the meta characters. Maybe not better than Pikachu, because Pikachu's busted and has an amazing matchup chart, which is either coming out very soon or it already had come out, so you should check that out. But it's really good, it's really varied offense, it's better defense, it's a better option for retreating if you don't want a Charge Shot. Now she has an option to zone characters that have reflectors and that have heals. Like, I think Samus now does way better versus Ness, way better versus Game & Watch and characters like that. Still probably not Fox and Wolf because they're just a bit too fast and just get in anyway and have a really good advantage state versus her, but a lot of the matchups that she struggled with because they were short and Zair didn't work and they could deal with Charge Shot are now way easier and way better for her, and I think that is a big deal. So honestly, I'm gonna put Samus, she's still definitely high tier because that's where I thought she was before, but I do think she's maybe top 20, top 25 at worst. I'm probably gonna wait a couple months months in the 7.0 meta before I really make a tier list, because I want to see how everything shakes out before I kind of like put out my opinion on that, because I really don't like doing super preemptive opinions anymore, because I just like waiting and I don't want to feel like I'm milking, you know, you viewers for money and stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure I wait a little bit and have an informed opinion so I can be the most honest I can with y'all. But I just feel like Samus is a really scary character. I know that Joker has already been doing amazing. I think he will do even better in the 7.0 patch. He's honestly probably my favorite Samus to watch. Obviously, Quick from Europe was already dominating Europe, or he's at least like a top 3 player in Europe. Kind of just only loses to Gluto and maybe occasionally other people, but mostly just Gluto. So now with the 7.0 buffs, I'm really looking forward to what he does. Obviously, YB, the Wi-Fi Samus from Japan, but again, he doesn't really travel or go to offline events. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what Samus does in the meta. I know a lot of people already didn't like playing against her, and it will not get easier in 7.0. What do y'all think, though? Do you agree with what I think about Samus? Because I just think she is a ridiculous character now. Like, again, not top tier, still definitely high tier, but on the higher end of high tier. And yeah, that is going to be about it for this one. I hope you all enjoyed. Keep on the lookout for other 7.0 type content. I'm making a ton of videos on all the buffed characters. I will probably be like releasing them once or twice a week for the next couple weeks, so please look forward to them. As always, social media, Panda, and Partner stuff is down below, and I will see you all next time.